but fucking, butt fucking.
Butt fucking.
You still need to sell that apple for $1,500.
I know.
I want to see this happen and get their emails so after they buy it, I can email and be like, "You fucking dumbass." Right after they purchase it, they just get a fucking random email. Stupid ass.
Dumbass.
Don't you know that the 30 series is coming out this winter with 30 teraflops, dumbass?
Right. I think fucking the 980 is only like 8 teraflops or some shit.
Vikings traded their pick 25. 49ers trade to 49ers, and they give them pick 31, pick 117, and pick 176. So the Niners are back on the clock now.
Ooh. This is interesting.
Oh, the center that the Saints drafted, he cried like a bitch, and so did his whole family. he cried. He got that new money house, too, with that brand new leather couch.
The brand new leather couch. You could tell just by that brand new leather couch.
Yeah, it's still shiny. Saints new center, huh? That's a nice pick.
So let me ask you,
he's Michigan center.
Oh, okay. Do agents front people money, like give them money up front to their new money essentially, because they're like, yeah, we're gonna get you.
Oh, they were getting paid in college. That's like, remember fucking
yeah,
homeboy from Tennessee or whatever?
Yep.
That said he could fight a wolf. What's his name? He played for Texas. Aaron Foster.
Yeah.
He came out and was starting to fucking just talk all kinds of shit about it and was like, "Oh yeah, we're all getting paid," and da. And then everyone was like, "Shut the fuck up, dude! What are you doing? You're gonna ruin it for everyone else." Yeah, they all get paid. They're all cheating like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Whether or not I believe they should be getting money, which I absolutely do believe they should be getting money, they are still breaking the rules, and that makes them all fucking cheaters.
Yep.
Because whether you believe it's right or wrong, which it's absolutely wrong, they should absolutely be getting money. It's still not the rule.
Exactly. Exactly. They're all cheaters.
They are all cheating in there and getting their shitty leather couches.
Which really, which also makes you wonder about the schools and like what really would the schools be like essentially if they didn't do that.
Oh, if they didn't have cheating, it would be interesting to see if they weren't luring players with money and whoever's paying, because you guarantee some of those bigger programs already have like a ongoing system in place where they just all are paying, and they know the players know how much money they're getting.
Yep.
And
so it'd be quite you would wonder then. You would wonder like if would that change a lot of the schools?
Absolutely would.
And I think it also comes down to it does come down to also coaching, because there's times where you can have amazing players, but fucking the coaches are absolutely atrocious and don't know how to use those players. So you can't just come down and say, well, if you pay off these players and they come to your school, your school is going to be a powerhouse. It comes down to coaching, I think, hands down.
I don't think so.
Oh, hands down. Hands down.
I think sometimes coaches do a lot for teams, but a lot of times they do nothing. Like all of those Miami teams that were basically a dynasty
I
in
know
the
you told
90s.
me that. Yeah, you said the players coach basically.
Yeah, and the coaches didn't even show up to any practice. It was all player coach. The coaches only showed up for games. Players dictated everything there.
Yeah.
Like, and if that's true there, that means it's true a bunch of other places. But I'm sure that there is probably really good programs where the coaches are involved.
Yeah.
But
It
really comes down to talent. Like,
every year.
Here we go.
Like, if you have more talent, I mean, I guess to what you're saying, LSU is a great example of what you're just saying. Where they always have a top tier, top 5 athletes in the whole country that go to their school, and they're not winning national championship every year.
No, they're usually 7 and 5, or some. They're middle of the pack, or they're like 12th or 13th in the country or some shit.
Yeah, exactly, and they have loads of talent. And they just don't have the coaching to coach all those kids.
Exactly.
Because I think the backgrounds of all the players you're getting from all over the nation are so diverse that whoever you're getting when they come in, you don't know what their background is, what kind of player they are, what kind of student they are. You need to have like a solid foundation in place. Yeah. To wrangle them all in and make sure everyone's on the same page.
Yep.
And
110%, man. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, well, Edo, you're talking about, like you said, LSU. They bring in Edo, and Edo actually does something for the. Granted, I think Burroughs does. I think Burroughs definitely fucking.
And I think that was a much more player-run. Yeah, that was a much more player-run than coach-run team. Where I think he was a good motivator and a good players coach.
Yep.
And he gave them enough of a structure around him that they could get behind what they were trying to do.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, he was fucking basically Joe Burrows was mentored under Urban Meyer, if you think about it. For 3 years.
Yep.
So, it's like you can't really say, well.
Yeah, how do you feel about the demise of Ohio State now that he's gone?
The demise ain't happening, bro. It's gonna fucking Ohio State's gonna thrive.
You're just riding the wake of the urban wake right now.
Nah, bro. This is fucking. I'm telling you, Ryan Day. It's a new day, dude. Ryan Day has been Urban. So Ryan Day was with Urban back in when he was on Florida. When he was back in Florida, Ryan Day was was a coach, and then Ryan Day left after Florida, and became a coach, the QB coach for Eagles, I think.
Yeah, but you know this because you're a groupie, but the players don't know this. They don't care. They know the name. They know the name Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
And then, that's what they wanted to come play for. Urban Meyer.
So where's Urban going to now? Canton?
I think that's rumors. I don't think that's
has
happening.
to be a rumors, man.
It has to be. They're not just letting college coaches in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I mean, maybe they are, but I don't think so. I don't think that's the plan. Damn, CD Lamb's
hold on, it does.
Fine as fuck.
What? No, bro.
How are they going to let a college coach in the Pro
was
Football
a
Hall
stone's
of
throw.
Fame?
It says Ohio State head coach Urban Meyer was a stone's throw away from Pro Football Hall of Fame, and Meyer was well aware of his audience. Oh wait.
Yeah, he still needs to play in the pro.
Yep.
You can't go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame if you were never pro. Though I think Urban would have been a great pro coach. I wanted to see him take over the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his restaurant in Cleveland.
I agree. I think Urban taking over the Browns would be great. I would love Urban to take over fucking the Lions, to be honest.
Yeah, he's got The Browns would have been interesting because Browns have all that talent, and I think he could have wrangled them all together and got them all lined up behind him. Like Freddie Kitchens' dumbass couldn't do.
Yeah.
God, I can't even keep up with these tweets on the NFL.
They're just blowing you up. It's just blowing up.
Dude, you can't even update it quick enough. Oh, they're talking about the Packers going Love? Nah, what? No. Packers traded up. Niners traded up and selected Brandon Ayuk, number 25.
Wow.
Arizona State. Wide receiver. So the Niners got another wide receiver, huh? That's strange to me. I mean...
Wait, the Niners traded up for a wide receiver?
Yeah. And then Packers moved up into 26th, trading with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Packers now on the clock, pick 30. Wait. Are we already at 30? No. It should be 26. Yeah. Dolphins are at pick 30 now.
Dolphins are at pick 30?
Yeah, they traded from 26 to 30 and then got something else. Jordan, did they take Jordan Love? What? No. They did. I can't believe that.
Who did?
The Packers.
Really?
They took a QB in the first round.
Wow.
What does that say about Aaron Rodgers?
Woo! From Aaron Rodgers is coming to an end.
Fucking, he's got plenty of time left. Looks like Aaron Rodgers is going to go to a different team and take him to a Super Bowl.
Yup.
Because the Packers, dude, Aaron Rodgers have had the slowest receiving core in the NFL for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Dude, if you put a couple weapons around, I mean, granted, some of that is because of his contract. When you have a quarterback that's getting paid that much, there's not enough money to get spread around the rest of the offense. So you don't have enough, can't go sign all those guys. But that doesn't make it impossible to put weapons around your top tier quarterback.
Absolutely not.
Right. It's much more difficult, but not impossible. I didn't see Green Bay taking a quarterback. That seems stupid to me. Again, like, to me, the obvious pick there is Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Where you take Taylor, he's a hometown hero. He's already loved in the state. He knows the weather. He knows what it is. You need a running back bad. Like, why not scoop him? I mean,
it makes no sense.
You can take a quarterback when you have Aaron Rodgers? What in the fuck? So weird.
Right? Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Hey, the Lions can gladly take Aaron Rodgers. We'll just get rid of Stafford and pick up Rodgers. It's okay.
Rodgers would never go play for the Lions. Yeah, in March they asked A-Rod about if they took a QB, and he's like, no matter who you bring in, they're not going to be able to beat me out anytime soon.
That's what Rodgers said?
Yeah. That's about that, and that's the truth. I mean, I guess it's a great situation for this Love kid, I guess, if he doesn't want to play.
Yeah, if he doesn't want to play at all.
Damn, there's that center from the fucking Michigan.
Yeah.
Just busting squats out like they're nothing with 4 plates on each side.
Right now?
It's this GIF of him from Michigan Football posted it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Packers pick is all fucked up. What does that coach do? It's a young coach.
Yeah. Be interesting.
All these football billionaires look like they're all standing in yachts. They all look like they're on yachts.
They probably are.
They're all just living out in their water community away from the COVID.
Yup.
Goodell looks like he's on a yacht. They're all in these like weird like enclosed rooms in the interior of their mega yachts.
Probably. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
The interior of the mega yacht.
Totally. Be funny if you saw him like bob up and down.
Yeah, the fucking because of the water.
There's like a big wave hits and fucking see the thing rock.
Yup. That's fucking hilarious.
Kenneth Murray from the Sooners to the Chargers.
Dude, I have a feeling those motherfuckers are like in like they're on a yacht in a bay somewhere. They're most likely like either in like fucking I don't know if they're overseas. They're probably in like Hawaii or some shit. Or a yacht in the Gulf.
Yeah, they're probably somewhere awesome. We cooking?
I'm cooking some fucking udon noodles. Deliciousness. This bitch.
Yep, I like this tweet from Mina Kimes. The Saints bolstering their already great OL is the example of how good teams stay good. Yep. Straight up.
Yep. They're smart, man. The guy that fucking runs the Saints, he's no joke.
Yeah, they've had a good team down there. Peyton's good. Drew Brees come back.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Michael Thomas. Had good running backs. You got fucking Kamara, Michael Thomas.
Yep.
Center. D is always good.
Yeah, they'll probably make a good run for the national or for the Super Bowl this year too.
I mean, if I'm the Saints, I'm taking cornerbacks and safeties with all the rest of my picks.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah.
Demon.
Eli Apple hasn't been doing too hot in the Saints.
It was the blood pressure medicine the family believes that caused some of that. So all of that, the background of Jordan.
Even though he's an Ohio State guy, he just hasn't been performing very well.
The Green Bay Packers coming off an NFC Championship game appearance.
But the Saints have 5 Ohio State players on their team.
Seahawks took Texas Tech linebacker Jordan Brooks.
Wow.
Of 2005 draft. Okay, before we get to our next pick, we have a special message now from some people working very hard. No special message. Okay, we'll get to that a little bit later. It's going to happen at some point tonight, I apologize.
Seahawks took Texas Tech linebacker?
Is up on the board at 27.
And I thought Seahawks would make a run at Dobbins or Taylor, too.
Very, very difficult
shit, dude, I think Dobbins, I think they're going to go the second round.
The Cardinals have proved themselves, they believe, with the picks they've made in the last
27.
couple of drafts, including
Seahawks just took linebacker, and then
so who's at 28, 29, and 30 now?
Take a look.
Baltimore, Tennessee, and then Dolphins took the 30th pick.
I think the lines
that
are
trade.
And
they would
what does Baltimore need?
Offensively and defensively, could they use another offensive tackle, particularly
Baltimore
on the right side?
Baltimore needs
could
offensive
they use
weapon.
another pass rusher? Look, they struggled.
Okay, so
generating
we could see
pass
Taylor or
rush
Dobbins
and
going
putting
for
pressure on the
Baltimore.
quarterbacks with 4 up front. Is
Maybe.
there anyone that's really sticking out right now? I mean, really, you're just going to take.
I don't know.
best player
I don't think you need
available,
to
but if they're
improve the
gonna
running
go
game
for
more, though.
positions,
They need, like,
maybe they can address offensive.
They need, like,
See if
Antonio
they can get a
Brown.
pass rusher here that they can develop and really help.
That's a
heat on
question
the
I was talking to somebody else about. Is like, what do you give? What else do you give Lamar Jackson to win a Super Bowl? Like, if you couldn't win
Lewis,
it,
thanks very much.
So
We'll see what happens with Seattle. Again, they have
what
Russell
else
Wilson.
do you
They've
need
had
to
issues
win a
on
Super
the
Bowl
offensive
with what you
line.
didn't
As long
have?
as Russell Wilson has been there, they've tried to fix that a
They were
couple
almost
of times.
unbeatable regular season.
That has not worked.
They beat the
But
Patriots
we're going
and
to
beat
see
everybody.
what happens there. So we're going to go with what's going on in Seattle right now with the 27th overall
That's fucking
pick.
hot.
So now, before we get to the pick, we have a special message from some people working very hard on the front lines.
And then,
at
obviously,
CenturyLink
Miami
Field
needs everything.
in Seattle.
Yeah. They took
They took Tua.
Lately, our home here, like many, has been pretty busy.
They probably should have took defense,
Right
to be
now,
honest.
this
But
is pumping out 3,500 meals for our community every day, and we are gearing up to do more by the day.
Oh, did you see that fucking weird interaction with that New York Times reporter and the other dude talking about coronavirus?
no, what about it?
So a dude comes into the room wearing the mask, and he's like, "You can take off the fucking mask, bro."
Go Hawks!
He's like,
Oh wow.
he's like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "Yeah, they just released a study from UCLA and USC that showed that they're estimating that 400,000, 500,000 people have actually contracted it, so the death rate's actually 0.01%.
Oh really?
Yeah, and then he's like, and then he goes, plus we've all been
So with the
vaccinated
27th
anyways.
pick in the 2020
shit.
NFL Draft,
And the dude just
Seattle
goes,
Seahawks
"Oh
select
yeah."
Jordan Brooks,
And then
linebacker,
they tried
Texas
to,
Tech.
when it came out, they tried to say, "Oh, they're just joking." Is what
Well,
it was.
this is
Right.
interesting because I
But it was
had
a
one
long fucking
coach
joke.
tell me this week, I wish
They
people
talked
would
for a
stop
minute about
putting
it.
Jordan Brooks in
Sounds
their
like
mock
it.
draft.
They talked
We
for a
love
minute
this
about
kid.
it.
We don't want everybody to know him. But you look at the numbers there, 367
And he's like,
tackles.
"Oh, so it's all
He
hoax?"
led the
And he's
Red
like,
Raiders
"Well,
in
it's not a
tackles,
hoax."
2016, 2018, and 2019. You look at what he's doing on the field,
Yeah,
and
it's
the
not a hoax,
production,
it's just-
Lewis, has just been incredible.
Not deadly.
Not as deadly.
Yeah, Trey, this is a super
0.01%.
fast linebacker who basically lines up at Mike backer in both base and sub.
0.01.
Now, he is a guy who really
Is it
can
0.01
get
or
after it
0.1?
from a point of attack standpoint
0.01.
and coming downhill.
0.0.
Now, he's a guy who
You
in
said there was
coverage,
400,000 more
I struggled with him
people
a little bit as far as his zone
than they
coverage
think,
awareness
yeah.
and
In the
his man
States?
coverage exposure.
Or just
in
You see
general?
him doing a lot
In
of
the
that,
States
But
alone.
when he is able to key and diagnose, like you see right here, he can come and he will bring it and he will bring the wood and make some physical, impressive tackles. Mel, what did you see when you evaluated Brooks?
Tackling machine. I tell you, when he was out there, that
Yeah,
Red Raider defense,
there's a lot
he was
of
their best player.
funny
He jumped
business
out
for
at
sure
you, and I think
about
you look at
certain
a
things.
6', 240
Yeah.
pounder coming off a shoulder injury. He runs at the combine 4.54. This kid can fly
My father's
around the
kind of
field.
been following
Now he's
that
got the
stuff, dude.
durability
He's
concern
like,
with the shoulder injuries,
he goes,
but when
it's
he's
just,
on the
it
field,
makes
can
you
see when he
want
wasn't
to,
on the
raise
field,
an eyebrow.
TJ,
Like,
against Texas,
what's
they rolled
really
up
going
over
on?
600 yards.
Yeah,
So
there's
he was
a lot of
difference
shady
maker.
shit.
He's a good football player. I thought he'd go no later
Especially
than
after hearing
second
those two
round,
guys, because
and there
those
were a
are
lot of
like
teams that
the
thought
little
very
inner
highly of
circle
Jordan
fucking
Brooks,
dudes
TJ.
talking about it.
Yeah,
And they
that
didn't think there, it was a
4.54
hot
speed
mic.
Mel
How they
shows
caught
up
it was
on
a hot
tape, and
mic.
just think about this pick
Oh,
for the
really?
division. When you
Yeah,
have San
they didn't know that
Francisco,
they
the
were being
Rams, and the
fucking
Arizona
recorded.
Cardinals, they're going to force your
wow.
linebackers to play out in space. Well, you don't get any more space than playing in Lubbock and playing in the Big 12. This guy's had his whole existence in space.
I wonder what they
So it
vaccinated
makes
him
sense
with.
for
I
the
wonder if
fit
it's the
inside
malaria
division
shit.
Where they got to play those teams
That's what
twice.
fucking is unknown.
Yeah, the
Because
NFC West is just
there is
unbelievable.
vaccinations being tested.
Pete, very happy. A lot of room
there's
in
been
Pete
no-
Carroll's virtual setup there in Kirkland, Washington. Pete seems very happy. Sure, John
Pete Carroll's
Schneider
house
is
looking
happy
pimpin'.
as well. Yeah, there he is. The draft continues now as we're getting close to the end of the first round.
You're watching the 2020
I'm
NFL
sure it's
Draft.
probably kind of cool to see like
Presented
inside
by
everyone's houses and shit
Lowe's.
like that for sure.
The Seahawks, they all look like
mac and
McMansion
cheese and
houses. It
PB&Js,
reminds me of
and
like
we got good
all the
news for
houses
you.
growing up
Right
in
now,
Colorado.
get Pizza Hut's best delivery
That would
deal.
make sense.
Large pizzas
Like
with a
they look
few
like
toppings for just
Highlands
$9.99.
Ranch houses. Like, you know,
Available
like
for carryout or
like
contactless
larger
delivery at
McMansion Highlands Ranch
pizzahut.com.
houses.
Yeah.
That's what they all look like.
Looks good.
Denver has lots of those.
Yeah. The Ravens. Jordan Love led the FBS with 17 picks. That's such a
impressive.
strange pick.
Doesn't matter. You do that for me?
No pun intended.
Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning. Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis? Hey, do they ever ask you what you're wearing?
Yeah.
Red sweater, button-down shirt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hairstyling was only about
What a
looks,
weird
but Head & Shoulder
commercial.
stylers do more. Strong on style, kind on scalp.
Are you watching
Strong
TV?
on style,
See, I got the draft on the
and kind on scale
on Twitch.
Introducing Head and Shoulders Stylers, styling products that are both strong on style and
So
kind
Seattle
on
took a
scalp.
Texas Tech linebacker, and now it's the Ravens.
It's so thin, crispy, and cheesy. And I just want to keep eating it. And eating it.
Cheez-It commercials.
Snapped. So good we may run out of cheese. When new smartphphones are expensive.
Oh, it's
the family
enormous
has to share
Cheetos.
one.
That's anything
Step
called
up with
Snap.
Boost Mobile and get 4 free Samsung Galaxy
Is it like a
A20 phones
huge
when you
Cheeto?
switch.
It's like as big
or
as a
don't
Dorito?
and prepare to lose some furniture. Step up with Boost Mobile and get 4 lines for $25 per line per month. Or don't and remodel the living room. Switch to Boost Mobile and get 4 free Samsung Galaxy A20 phones, all on our super reliable,
what they're
super fast
advertising
network.
during the
As an
draft.
essential service,
Cheez-Its,
Boost Mobile is committed to keeping you
phones.
connected by remaining open.
ESPN is your source for the latest news.
He is available and he is free to be signed.
Expert analysis.
There's confidence that there is going to be baseball.
This is going to be a complicated
ESPN is
And
advertising
the
for
best
itself.
storytelling in sports all week on ESPN.
Please watch us. It's a bunch of advertisements for its own shows.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense because probably they're noticing that people are home and they're not watching fucking ESPN.
Yeah, well, there's no sports on either.
As jobs get cut, we are there. As plates go empty, we are there. As beds disappear, we are there.
That too.
Thanks to your generosity, we are there with hope, kindness,
Yeah,
and
that's the other
without
thing about all these
discrimination.
like
Today and always.
mass areas that they set up with all these
Please
extra
consider
beds and
giving what you
shit,
can
fucking
to
for
help our
COVID.
most
There's no
vulnerable.
one ever in them. Like there's a bunch of people showing like in LA they set up all these massive areas with all these cots and shit. There was no one in there.
I'm here doing whatever we can to raise money for COVID-19 relief. Okay. There's Antoine
Whose house
Winfield,
is
of
this?
course, waiting to see if he'll hear his name
Antoine
called
Winfield
as
Jr.
His father, Antoine Winfield, was, I believe, the 23rd pick overall in the
They get an interesting
1992
house.
draft. There's Grant Delpit out of LSU. Jim Thorpe Award winner.
Yeah, all those
the best
extra beds and
defensive
stuff
back
was just a
this past
precautionary
season.
measure.
And also Patrick Queen.
That was like
the
FEMA coming in and basically just setting them
linebacker
up
out
for
of LSU.
if some shit actually
So we're
went
waiting,
down.
Waiting to see
Yep.
what their names will indeed.
So they
be
weren't
called.
scrambling at the last minute to put them all up and say, "Oh, well, all the business."
So the 32 young men drafted
whatever.
tonight will obviously
Right.
go on to do great things on the field, but they'll also make tremendous impacts in their communities. Nobody exemplified that more than Walter
But yeah,
Payton.
no,
Tonight we're
that
proud to have a
kinda was
special
what
mention
I was-
from Calais
The point
Campbell.
was is that there
past
isn't
season, I was truly honored
a
and
need
humbled to be
for any of
named
it.
Walter
It's not
Payton
deadly.
NFL Man of the Year. Very special to me.
It's deadly for
Well,
like such a small amount of people.
And it's kind of like at this point a little bit on the communal side, where like
Now I'm
this,
excited to be joining the Baltimore Ravens. for the
Michigan's
next
getting
chapter of
hit
my
pretty
NFL
hard right
career.
now.
In Baltimore,
I know of.
I'm excited to be a part of the family.
And
Let's welcome our newest
they
member
actually have
to the Baltimore Ravens.
travel nurses that came out to
We're ready to go,
Michigan,
and let's get it.
that came out to Michigan or whatever, and they actually told them they
Thank
couldn't
you,
work,
Calais,
that they
for
sent
your
them back
excellent on
because
and
they
off
didn't
the
have
field.
enough PPE.
The Walter Payton Man of the
Well,
Year
It
Award
took
is our
Patrick
highest honor.
McQueen with the number
And
28
you,
the
Calais,
Ravens
are
from
truly a role model
LSU
from all of us.
linebacker.
And congratulations on being a
Patrick
Raven.
McQueen.
Another
With the
linebacker.
28th
Well, that's
pick
what I was saying.
in the
There's probably
2020
a couple
NFL
more
draft.
linebackers at the end of this
The
draft.
Baltimore Ravens select Patrick
Yeah.
Queen, linebacker,
Patrick
LSU.
Queen.
Well, I guess it's not a surprise that we're seeing a draft dominated by Alabama and LSU players, is it?
Who's that standing
Patrick
behind him? His
Queen
agent?
made game-changing plays when they mattered most. It was his interception right before the half that led to LSU's halftime lead over Alabama, 33-13. Had a sack in each of the regular season finale against A&M and the SEC championship game. And he was all over
So now it's
Clemson
just
in the national
Tennessee,
title game. 2.5
Miami,
sacks for loss,
Minnesota,
and had a half a sack to
and
go along with
KC.
8 tackles. Boog, he was the defensive MVP, and he was a guy on a mission this year for LSU.
Yeah.
Well, without a doubt, Trainer, and I think his best football
Oh, yeah,
is
that's
still
right.
in front of him. Young player, but he plays sideline to sideline. He may not be the biggest
Minnesota's
guy,
got 31
and 229
because they
pounds.
traded down.
His ability to drop back in coverage, see ball, hit ball, diagnose play, and go and put a thumping on a running back was evident in the game against Clemson. I just love his coverage ability. There are several times in the game against Clemson where it was a screen play, whether it was in zone coverage, where he made a tackle that if he didn't make it, it was a touchdown. The Baltimore Ravens, with their big beef up front, with Calais Campbell, Brandon Williams, and now adding Derek Wolfe, they're going to have an undersized linebacker that's going to be clean. He's going to be able to go sideline to sideline and stay clean and make plays.
Yeah, he's a nice
in that
coverage
defense for
linebacker,
Baltimore.
looks like.
And Boog, I'll tell you what,
Really?
when I watched this kid, having spent 4 years in that Ravens organization,
Not
I
huge.
wrote
He
down
looked
this
like a
guy
strong
plays like a
safety.
Raven. He was my 15th overall player. So you're getting tremendous value. His ability to make plays sideline to sideline and just the energy that he plays with fits the Baltimore Ravens organization. And Boog, your alma mater is celebrating. I don't know if Ozzie Newsome went to the bathroom or not, but Eric DaCosta took an LSU player, the first time the Ravens have ever drafted an LSU player. And with Ozzie Newsome being an Alabama guy, I think he might have stepped out of the room for a minute.
Yeah, I think this Patrick Queen, he matches up as far as the cerebral part of the game and the physical part of the game. The guy plays smart. He can diagnoses instantly, and he's a guy who then can get off the spot, and he is flying. He may be undersized, but when it comes to measurables as far as his speed is concerned and how it transfers to the field, there's no
Justin
wonder he makes
Jefferson
plays in
was
the run
Minnesota's
game, and even
first,
more importantly in the passing game.
Minnesota
A
could still
three-down
take
player that'll hide
Taylor
behind that big defensive
or
line.
Dobbins.
And Mel, I think this is a great
I
pickup for
I
what
don't know
they
that
need
they
on the
need.
second level.
They got that
defense down
nice
there in
running back, but
Baltimore.
he always gets hurt.
And I contend they may not even win a national title without this guy
Cook or
because the
whatever.
offense was so great. The
No,
defense
they-
had struggled. Remember, Grant Delpit had been banged up with the ankle, and this guy was the most improved defensive player. Came out of nowhere. Dave Aranda had said defensive
Belichick
coordinator,
doesn't even
most
care about
improved
first
player
round
by
picks.
far on that defense. And for the Ravens, C.J. Mosley was such an integral part of that defense. And you think about the need area at inside linebacker was right there, number one.
I'm
need
glad the
area
Bengals
on
took
this football
Burrow.
team to see Patrick Queen fall there. New Orleans really did him a favor by taking Cesar Ruiz because I thought that was a spot maybe Queen would go after Murray had gone. So now all of a sudden the Ravens sit there, don't have to trade up and get a guy that fills a major hole and is a guy can be an immediate starter behind, as you say, that veteran defensive line.
Well, you saw that home where they were celebrating Ventress, Louisiana. His mom knew, as we get a virtual high five here from John Harbaugh and Eric DaCosta in separate places. His mom knew at a very early age he was going to be something special. When he was 4 years old, she saw this light out
Harbaugh's
of the
house, he has a
corner
bunch of
her eye,
birdhouses.
swinging back and forth, and she looked up, and as a 4-year-old, Patrick Queen had jumped up and was just hanging out on the chandelier. So he was a little rambunctious as early as 4 years old, and now he's going to be rambunctious on the field for the Ravens, going with the 28th pick in the
Tennessee
first round.
takes.
Now, the Tennessee Titans are on the clock, and of course, they're drafting late because they made it all the way to the AFC Championship game, and they did it by taking down the king.
The
Mike
pick I'm still
Vrabel,
most baffled
Titans
with
head
is Jordan
coach,
Love
and John
from Packers.
Robinson,
Fucking
the
weird.
executive vice president GM. They both, of course, came through the Patriots organization.
With a
and
first-round
it was
pick.
This
Like-
team, with that guy, Derrick Henry, that took down the defending Super Bowl champions, holding the Patriots at just 13 points, and Logan Ryan, a
Tennessee
former
needs a
Patriot,
receiver.
picked off Tom Brady to end the game, the last pass Tom Brady would ever throw as a Patriot. Derrick Henry, of course, then went on to maul the Ravens 28-12, 195 rushing yards and a touchdown. Lamar Jackson was limited in that game. Yeah, he put up a bunch of yards, but a lot of them came late when the game was out of reach. And they were up big on Kansas City, but everybody was up big on Kansas City until Patrick Mahomes says, no, it's winning time. And they won the AFC Championship game 35-24, despite the fact that they were up by double digits twice in that game. And Mike Vrabel's probably not very happy watching those highlights. Sorry, Mike. We just had to recap the season the best way we saw it.
Who the
as we
fuck
look
is
at
in the
Kurt
room with
Warner
Vrabel?
here, Ryan
Is that his
Tannehill
kids?
is there. What do we think we
Who the
need to see
hell is
around
the
them
kids
going
on the
forward
right
with this
and left?
pick?
Those your kids, bro? That one is nasty on the
I
right.
think, Trey, they want to continue to build and be the team that they were last year.
Disgusting.
Ryan Tannehill was at his best when they ran the football, they ran play action, and they attacked down
What's
the
up,
field.
Wolves?
And
Thanks
so,
for the alert, bro.
Jack Conklin is gone now. Do they try to rebuild that offensive line? Do they get another weapon on the outside? Of course, they've got some defensive needs as well. But You know they want to play the same brand of football. They want Ryan Tannehill.
Does Warner have a
back
bust of himself
to play
behind
that same
him in his
brand of
house?
football. It's the best football he played of his career. So I believe they can rebuild on the offensive line.
I reach
if they want
a
to get him another
level
weapon.
someday where I'm
I
just
wouldn't be
making a
surprised if they
bust
went
of
defensive line as
myself.
well.
Then
Well, it was really
just
interesting the way
sit
they
there at my
constructed
desk
that
with
team because it was going to go as far
bronze
as Derrick
head
Henry
of
would take
myself
and during the
behind
regular
myself.
season, Tannehill was actually a stud. When they made the move from Mariota to Ryan Tannehill, that offense clicked, especially down in the red zone.
Yeah,
Just
somebody
they
else
became one of
tweeted
the
that
best
pic
red
of
zone
Vrabel. What the
offense
hell is going
in
on
football.
there?
Didn't
This is
quite
children?
trans that way in the postseason, but Tannehill is their guy going forward at quarterback. Where are they going with pick 29? Let's go to the commissioner.
With the 29th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft,
Yeah, Goodell
the
totally is
Tennessee
on a
Titans
yacht.
select Isaiah Wilson, tackle, Georgia.
They took an O tackle.
They're going beef. So that's the second offensive lineman from Georgia off the board. You saw Andrew Thomas
O-line from
go
Georgia.
much earlier.
He
Now
crying
they go
too.
guard with Isaiah Wilson. So many of those offensive linemen out of Georgia were some of the best in the country. At one point, their offensive line this season just absolutely looked
wonder at
massive.
Georgia's line.
Mel, what do we like about Isaiah Wilson?
This is going to be next year.
350, huge. We talk about Mekhi Becton, how big he is. And Isaiah Wilson, not quite as light on his feet as Becton is, but as a run blocker, can be dominant, driving defenders off the ball when he has the proper leverage. Again, capable of getting to the second level.
I think Fromm
mixed at times.
comes off
and
the board
pass
before
protection,
Fields next year.
He has decent feet. Better footwork at times is needed, hand placement, pad level, all those things are coming. I thought he needed another year at Georgia. Go back, work on some things.
Custom Air
technique-wise,
Maxes
maybe be a top
that they give
15
Joe
pick
Burrow are
next year. He
sick.
slides into the late first, opposite, obviously, at right tackle, opposite Andrew Thomas. DJ, when you look at Isaiah Wilson, I think another year would have really helped him. He's raw. They had Dennis Kelly there at right tackle. He can maybe challenge or be a guy that can learn from Kelly, obviously taking over for Conklin. So I think he needed another year. He's a little bit of a developmental guy, but he's got some upside.
Yeah, he's going to be the first one off the bus, though, Mel. I can promise you that. I mean, he looks like he's a wrestler. I mean,
Joe
he's
Exotic's
enormous,
bastard
and we
child.
saw him
Everyone's
move really
tweeting
well
that
at the
pic of
combine.
Vrabel.
I'm with you in terms of what you see in the run game. He can displace people at the line of scrimmage. Georgia loved to run the football, but in pass protection, I thought he really struggled to sink his weight and play low, got a little bit too high. So there's some work to go with him, needs some development, but you are going to be able to pound the ball with Derrick Henry running behind him.
Well, you mentioned a wrestler. He was a wrestler. He also played lacrosse at Brooklyn Poly Prep in New York. And now
Played lacrosse.
Isaiah
As what,
Wilson
goalie?
is headed to Tennessee to try and protect Ryan Tannehill and block for Derrick Henry.
That's pretty sick.
You know, you've already got a home team. Willie, Lauren,
Willie,
Steven,
Billy,
Deborah.
Stevie, Debbie. Debbie's kind of a fucking slut, though.
300,000 members of a team working hard to keep your home working for you. Because home is what unites us.
We know you might not be thinking of Burger King right now. We're thinking about you.
We are taking extra safety
Who the
steps
fuck
to
is that
minimize
guy?
contact
I think
in our
that's his
drive-thrus.
kid or something.
Download the BK app. Place your order ahead and pick it up with contactless payment.
Let us take care of you while you take care of yourself.
In an economic downturn, contractors are usually the first to go.
Food and beverage industry has pretty much stopped.
And I was panicking, looking for something else.
In the meantime, I was like, let me get back on.
Isaiah Wilson.
Before I started looking for a job through Indeed, I thought it would probably take
He
me
looks
like
nice.
Just within like a week, I heard back from this really great startup. I started the job this morning.
I got my new job and I started today.
This is kind of a first for all of us.
Mike Vrabel's house is out of
Maybe
control.
this is a time to put other things first, like being the first to check in, or the first to try your hand at the culinary arts, or all the arts. Be the first to volunteer, or the first to say it's all going to be okay. And when the day comes where we're no longer looking at our worlds from the inside out, it will be what we did in here that will make us stronger out there.
So who's in the clock now? Miami? We can do everything, Miami. Miami can take a running back.
Listen to this. Complete list of players who scored TDs on Damon Arnett in a single coverage of Ohio State. There ain't any. He doesn't have any. Not one person scored a TD on him.
I like it. I'm happy with Gruden and Mayock's drafts. Last year's was nice. This year's was nice. I'm interested to see what they do with the rest of the picks.
And as I said with 2015, remember what I told you about like how coaching is like you have the players but the coaches aren't there? Take Ohio State's 2015 roster.
Everyone's doing what they can.
That was the year that Ohio State wasn't playing.
Mercedes-Benz is making vehicle maintenance
the QB or the
as safe and
like that's when we fired our two offensive coordinators.
Such as pickup delivery and
but look at how many people got picked in 2015. You had Michael Thomas come out of that one, Zeke, Bosa.
I honestly wonder how coached Ohio State is. I think they could totally be one of those schools where they don't do much coaching.
Up to 36 months on most models and 90-day first payment deferral.
They're probably coaching all the time.
Oh no!
They don't NFL draft.
They don't strike me as that kind of school. Like they don't do anything that
I can tell you this much:
Home
I had
improvement
my friend,
sponsor of the
my dad's
NFL.
late
And
friend's
in part by
son was
Burger
a
King. Get
coach
8
on Ohio
original
State. He
chicken
was an
nuggets
assistant
for
coach.
just
And
$1. Only
I'm telling
at
you,
Burger
they
King.
worked their asses off. Those boys, he was always fucking.
The assistant coaches do get down there and do some
Tua
work. That's for
Tagovailoa's
sure.
night came to an early conclusion as Miami decided to hit.
But I don't know how.
coaching.
I just question how often Urban was really down
that
there.
They had. If you have a quarterback, you want to make sure you protect him, and they went with the All Pac-12 selection, Austin Jackson. With the
they show.
18th
I mean, they got
overall pick
they got
out of
videos.
USC.
Like
There was
Ohio
some
State
trading
has
back
tons
and
of
forth,
videos
but now
that they
we're
make
back
of like
on the
just
Miami Dolphins. As you
straight
look at
up
Tua
like
and Austin
practices
Jackson both
and stuff
going
like
in the
that,
first round
shit like
already.
that.
But
They
have
always throw up
another
those hype
pick.
videos.
Let's take a look at Mel's best
Yeah,
available.
I mean,
and Urban's always on the field.
Fucking sure he's there sometimes, especially when they're going to make a hype video.
Not the corners. The safeties will last a little longer.
He's going to for sure show up to that one.
Players. McKinney and Winfield are outstanding. Then the running backs. I wouldn't take what I say in the first round unless their grade is where it should be. You see where
I
they
think
are.
a majority of them, the head coaches aren't showing up. I think like 75%
I think he could go
the
maybe
teams,
to
the head
Kansas
coaches
City,
aren't really
Kansas
there
City,
that
maybe
much.
looking running back. And then Michael
To be
Pittman
able to get
Jr.,
paid what
all
they
he
get
does is
paid,
get
I
open
don't
and catch
believe
the
that.
ball in contested situations.
Why not?
6'4", he ran 4.52,
you have all these other
which was
coaches.
better
I don't
than
believe
Juju
Saban.
Smith-Schuster,
I don't believe
4.54.
Saban's not there. I bet you
Juju
Saban's
Smith-Schuster,
always
second round,
fucking there.
Devontae
I
Adams,
don't think
second
so.
round, Jarvis Landry, second round, Michael Thomas,
I
second
know
round.
Urban was always there
Michael
because
Pittman goes
Urban was
second round. He's following
technically
in some very
the
good footsteps
Urban
of guys
was
who
a
dropped
special
into
teams
second
coach.
because they didn't run
How many
the
times
ball.
was
Always
CEO
special
down in the
teams.
Yeah,
fucking
and those
mailroom?
players turned out to be pretty good, by the way.
It doesn't
at the next
matter.
level,
That's
Mel.
not-
All right, for more
that's
on this, let's go
completely
back to
different
ESPN
analogy.
Insider
It's not the same
extraordinaire
analogy.
Adam Schefter.
It
Adam, what are you
is.
hearing
It's the
about what
exact same
Miami
thing.
might be thinking?
All they
Well,
need to
Trey,
do is
here's
set
the
the
interesting
depth
part
chart.
right now. We're at the point
They're
of the draft where you could finally see a
managing
running
the
back
team.
sneak
You
into
know what I
the
mean?
back portion of the 1st round. Essentially,
They're not in there
no
coaching the
guarantees
guys
happen,
up
but we
and
got
being
Miami
like,
up at 30,
great play, now
Kansas
dip and
City
rip.
up at 32,
You know, there's some other
and you have the
fucking
top
scrub
running
in there
backs
doing
all
that.
on the board still.
They have
DeAndre
huge
Swift,
coaching
J.K.
staffs.
Dobbins, all out there at this point in
They
time.
not only have the regular
waiting to be
coaches, but then they have a bunch of
picked. We'll see
volunteer
whether one of these
coaches,
teams
fucking
pulls the trigger on one
all
of those
down the
running
list.
backs
They
right
have
now.
a
But
huge
there is
amount of
some
people.
running back
Urban Meyer's not
talent
in there
on the
clapping
board
him
without
up.
a single
Good job,
running
good
back
job, buddy.
being
Slapping him on the
selected
ass.
so
No
far
fucking
in
way.
the first round, Trey.
He's in his
Absolutely.
office
And let's not
taking
forget
phone
Jonathan
calls,
Taylor, one of the most productive running
doing
backs,
roster things, fucking
we've ever seen.
organizing
J.K.
shit,
Dobbins,
figuring out where all
out
the
of
money's
Ohio
going to
State,
go.
First ever Ohio State
having
running back,
meetings.
top 2,000 rushing yards in a season. How successful
running
was
the
Dobbins at Ohio
organization.
State?
They're
The only
running the
player that
team.
ran for more yards? Archie Griffin. You might have heard of him. Won back-to-back Heismans.
Isn't that normally what a
75.
manager does?
So what do we think Miami is doing? Is
Yeah,
Brian
but
Flores,
colleges don't have
Chris
GMs.
Greer are working the board one
No, but
more
they
time.
have,
Let's go to Daniel Jeremiah here at the
what do you
NFL
call it?
Network.
Athletic directors.
Daniel, we've seen a quarterback and we've
There's
seen an
athletic
offensive
directors
tackle
for,
to protect
like,
that quarterback. Where do you
huge
think
chunks
Miami
of the
needs to go
school.
here?
Like, there's
Well,
overall
they have some needs on the
athletic
defensive
I
side
don't
of the
know.
ball.
Maybe
I
they
thought
have an
maybe trying
athletic
to find
director that's
another
broken up
pass
for every
rusher,
single
whether that's
sport.
inside or on the perimeter. Gross
But that's who
Matos from
Urban
Penn
would be
State
meeting
has a
with
ton
them,
of
doing
production.
shit with that
You also
guy.
have Ross Blacklock, who can give you some interior
Jonathan
pass
Taylor's
rush.
still on
So
the board.
if they wanted to go along the defensive
I
line,
just
there's a
saw
couple
something
good
about a tweet
options
about
there.
him.
But I'm with the guys in terms of I'm
curious to see, do we see a running back come off the board? Because DeAndre Swift he sticks out like a sore thumb as my best available player.
Yeah, listen, especially with the way the running back position is sort of evolved.
I just know at the end of the day, it's a lot less glamorous than everyone thinks
as
it
a
is.
power downhill runner. Most
Yeah.
teams are looking for running backs the likes of the Christian McCaffreys of the world, which is something that DeAndre Swift does very well, running and catching the ball out of the backfield. So, for the third time, we believe the pick is in here.
This one
for
is
Brian Flores.
It took
Listen, Brian, I get it.
DB
Coffee,
Noah.
caffeine, it's important right now. We understand.
Ik
Chris
ben
Greer, the general
ahead.
manager, also trying to figure out what is happening.
Ik
But
ben
we believe that the
genehe.
pick has finally been handed into the commissioner. So we're going to find out after taking Tua Tagovailoa 5th overall. Then taking
They took a
Austin Jackson,
Tua Tagovailoa,
18th
and then
overall,
the next guy
where
took
the
his
Miami
name
Dolphins go here with their third first-round pick. Let's go
Dolphins
back
are just trying to
Commissioner
draft the
Goodell.
craziest names they can find.
Yeah.
With the 30th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Noah Igbenogany, defensive back.
Igbenogany. Goodell
Okay,
even had to
somewhat
like
of
double
a surprise here
look at his cue
because
card.
remember they paid
Noah
Byron Jones and Xavier Howard all that money to be the
Igbenogany.
top two paid corners in the NFL, and now they take another corner, Noah
Crying like a bitch, too.
Igbenogany, out of Auburn. Now let me tell you something. If you want to talk about good
Oh, you
stuff,
crying hard.
both of Noah Igbenogany's parents are Olympians. His
Both
father,
his parents are
Festus,
Olympians?
ran track at Mississippi State and competed in the triple
stock.
jump for Nigeria in
Damn.
the 96 Olympics.
Triple jump Olympian.
And then there's his mother,
His father.
Faith, a sprinter at Alabama.
His mother was a
completed in
sprinter.
1992 and 1996 Olympics for Nigeria and won the 1996 bronze medal in the 4x100 meter relay. His sister Hope is a freshman runner at Auburn, and Noah was named to the Alabama Boys Track Athlete of the Year in 2017. Noah Igbenogany is an athlete, Mel, but he goes to a loaded backfield in Miami.
Okay, so now Minnesota
You
back
make
on
a
the
strong
clock.
argument. I did. He's the third best cornerback in this draft. He's a former
And then
wide
Case-
receiver
Minnesota and
turned
KC are
corner,
left.
so he's still a little raw. But the kid's got a lot of talent. He's a phenomenal kick returner. Get those
Who are they
XFL
projected to
rules,
take?
but you get the kick return game back in. He can be a huge
Minnesota?
weapon.
Who
But he's got recovery
knows?
speed,
I mean, they have
improving
one of the
cover
best
skills. Think about a
Ds
guy
in the whole
excelling in
NFL,
press
I feel
coverage. He did a
like,
good
so-
job in
Yeah.
terms of showing physicality.
I don't know if they take
Made some
defense.
nice
They just took a
ball,
receiver.
plays on the ball
They got Kirk
underneath.
Cousins.
You can do a better job at times. You have locating
I'd
the
take
ball
one of
on
those
the
running
deeper
backs. I
routes.
don't know why
A little
you-
inconsistent there.
I'd just swoop
Instincts
out
people
Jonathan
were critical
Taylor
of,
or
DJ.
Dobbins
I thought
right
he
from out
showed
in
decent
front of
instincts.
everybody
I
right
mean,
now.
because you're going to
Former
have,
wide receiver
because
with
now you
limited
have the Bengals
experience. Now,
could
say another
possibly
thing,
pick up
DJ.
one of the running
Gus
backs,
Malzahn is one of
or
the most competitive
even
players, if not
the
the most
Redskins.
competitive
I don't
player on that team.
know
A
if the
very
Redskins
hard
do
worker.
need
And
one.
Coach
They have
Hughes was a
AP,
big
don't they?
fan of Igbenogany.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah, that
old as
shows
fuck.
up, Mel. The
They could use
toughness, the
Dobbins
physicality,
or
the
They could
wanting
take
to
him
get
too,
involved
yeah.
in the run game. He's
They
going to
keep
play
that
inside,
Ohio
in my
State
opinion, with the
connection
Miami
alive.
Dolphins. They'll put him at
Have
the
the
nickel.
Ohio
You have
State
Xavier
triplets.
Howard on one side. You'll have
Instead of
Byron
a whole
Jones
Ohio
on the
State
other.
offense.
He can work in the slot.
Quadruplets,
He does a
what you
nice
talking
job of
about,
fighting
dude?
the football, but you quickly realize why
They
he's
got
a
a tight
former
end
wide
from
receiver. He's
Ohio
got
State?
18 pass breakups over
They're
his
gonna
career,
have-
only one interception.
they've got
That's the
fucking-
problem. He just can't catch. But he's always in position. He can find
Who
and
do they
knock the
have?
ball away.
McLaurin?
McLaurin, Haskins.
Yeah.
And then if they had Dobbins, it'd be the triplets.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
I can tell you the reason that Brian
He can't stop
Flores
crying.
loves this guy because
No,
of the
Igga
amount of
Benigni.
man-to-man they play in Miami. One of the top 5 teams in the
Igga
National Football
Benigni.
League as far as the amount of man coverage they play. And this
Igga
guy loves to get up
Benigni.
in your face and be physical. And DJ, I agree with you. He's going to play inside, but you add him to Byron Jones and Howard. Now they have 3 guys that can play man-to-man, and there's never enough corners or DBs that can play
So they're
man-to-man in
saying
that Brian
college,
Flores
is
scheme.
college football going to
couple
be
of quick things.
delayed?
He's from Auburn,
Are we
so
going to
he's
be
the
playing college
14th
football in
player from
November
the SEC
and
taken in
December?
the first round.
Yeah,
13 was the
it's-
record just a
everything's
few moments
pushed
ago,
right now. It's so
and now
weird.
we've added another one. His high school coach said,
That'll be
"I've been
interesting.
doing this for 41 years.
That'll be
I've never
really
had an
interesting.
athlete whose parents were both Olympians." And someone said, "Hey, coach, you're doing a great job with Noah." And he said,
The reason
"Brother,
I say
listen,
that
I
is
just tell Noah when the bus is leaving.
Any
the rest
team
of it is
in
up to him.
fucking the
I don't get in his way.
northern
So
half
we'll
of
see
the
what
United
happens
States
there.
is going to be
Meanwhile,
playing
the Minnesota
in fucking
Vikings
freezing
are now
cold weather.
up with the penultimate
Any team.
pick in the
And
first
possibly
round.
some of
Let's
the
go to
teams even
Commissioner
in the
Goodell.
in like
Get that horn up.
the Midwest, like the mid or middle belt
With the
of the
31st
United
pick.
States as well.
Oh, here comes the pig.
2020 NFL Draft.
Who's it?
The Minnesota Vikings select Jeff Gladney, defensive back, TCU.
Jeff Gladney,
All right,
cornerback
Lewis,
from
tell
TCU.
a little bit about Jeff Gladney, the cornerback out of TCU. He's been dealing with
I think you can
some
always
knee
use more
injuries,
secondary,
but
especially
obviously
today's
people feel pretty strong about what his ability is.
It's interesting though. They've got the best
upside, a lot of potential, a lot of speed. He just really needs to again.
I mean, I guess that's how you keep it good.
The last third of the down, but
I guess
you can see
you're right.
him just pinning the wide receiver to the
Kind of like
with
New Orleans,
going up high and high point in the football. And he's one of those guys that can get up on the line of scrimmage and press. He's shown pretty good zone coverage awareness. He'll tackle against the run. I like the development potential here. Look, you have a good athlete.
Jake Fromm's not coming out, is he?
Just needs some more coaching, needs some more refinement, but that's exactly what you're going to find at this point in the draft.
Southern girl
in a corner
talking.
like Jeff Gladney.
To me, I saw a little bit of Denzel Ward with just how quick and feisty and competitive he was. When you watch him in off coverage, he's very fluid, he's quick, he can drive on the football. He's an outstanding blitzer, and I think that toughness is what's going to endear him to his new team because that's the way
they're
they
saying
play on
J.K.
that
Dobbins
side
to
of
the
ball.
Chiefs.
I think this is a nice fit there with the Minnesota Vikings.
I don't know see what Andy Reid.
That's one I heard originally was J.K. to the Chiefs.
I was saying if they
I
let
like
this
that
happen,
draft.
that's
I mean, Justin
ludicrous.
Jefferson fell with them at 22. I didn't think he'd
God.
be there. Jeff Gladney is
Who's
a
your
guy.
running back?
He's a smart football player. He knows how to use
Fucking-
his hands,
they
not
need
get
one.
penalties. You say, well, he can
Safety
be handy.
lines.
Well, he's smart. He
That would
knows
make
how to
sense.
Get in there, still be
Yeah, but they have
Taylor
already.
or
not
Dobbins.
get draw
Yeah, but
penalty
they need
flags. I love his
defense is
savvy.
what they really
I love the
need.
fact that he's already
The
a guy
Chiefs?
coming into the NFL
Yeah.
who should be a rookie starter and help that secondary.
Their D
which is
got
what
hot
Minnesota
at just
needs
the
at
right
that
time
cornerback
last year in the
spot. I think the
playoffs.
Vikings
But
did a really
in the
good
regular
job with their
season,
first
their
two
D
picks.
was garbage.
Okay, so those are their first two picks,
that
but
could-
that
but
leads
that could
us
have
to
led
the
to a
champs, lot of ladies and
other
gentlemen.
issues.
And of
Like,
course,
that could
Andy
be,
Reid's wearing a
you know,
Hawaiian shirt.
something
They
else
traded
would
for
be
some
was-
guys.
And there's
Yeah,
Brett
Andy Reid
Veach,
in his
the general
Hawaiian
manager
shirt.
of the Kansas City Chiefs. And of course, they're sitting in the catbird seat because 3 years ago they moved up to take that guy. Future
So,
Hall
like,
of when Famer
they say
Patrick
these
Mahomes,
players to
drafted
the
10th
certain people,
overall
is it because
in
they have
2017?
insiders saying
Safe to
this
say,
is what we've been
that
hearing?
turned out
Like
well
the
for
rumblings we've been
Kansas
hearing?
City. He was the
Sometimes
MVP
I'm
his
just
first full
scrolling
year
through
as a
Twitter
starter.
and seeing
Threw
what
for
people are
50
talking
touchdown
shit.
passes, the only
Oh.
other players to do that, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. He had three
Sure,
10-point
there's only like maybe
comebacks in the
5 guys
2019
that have any
playoff
kind
run.
of credible
And the
inside
weirdest thing about
information.
that, they
Yeah,
went on to win
probably.
all of those
The rest
games
are all just
by at
fucking
least 10
everyone
points,
just guessing, just like-
including Super Bowl
Yeah, or
54.
playing a game of
They
telephone.
were
I heard
down
through a guy
10
who
with
threw a guy who
7 and
threw
a
a
half
guy.
minutes to go.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes said,
Just like we were
"Hold
talking
my beer,"
about with those
and brought him
mock
across the
drafts where
finish
everyone had
line.
all those
And
fucking
listen, the
crazy
Chiefs
trades going
with
on.
Yeah.
Brett Veach
None of that happened.
and Andy Reid have done a remarkable job of retaining
Teams that
their
did trade
talent.
traded to
they
go
have
one
almost
spot,
all
like
of their
a couple
starters
teams
back from
late
last
in the
year,
round.
and now they're sort of
In
in
the
a
last
luxury
half of the round.
situation here about what they want to do.
A
and how
team
they can
swapped so
add
they
to
could get a
team
D tackle
that
and an
is
O
going to
tackle.
be
And then
right now the
somebody else
favorite to
came
maybe
up to get a
back to
cornerback, I
Super
think.
Bowl, Super Bowl 55, which will be played in Tampa this year. So let's start with you, Mel Kiper Jr. The Kansas City Chiefs addressed a lot of the defensive needs last year that got them to the Super Bowl, and now they're sitting with a luxury almost.
They are, and that running back is there, whether it be DeAndre Swift from Georgia, who's a complete running back. I think you look at a guy like J.K. Dobbins, the way he fiercely attacks the line of scrimmage, outstanding pure runner. Receiving a little inconsistent. He had a couple drops this year.
Corona, bro.
He's gotten a little bit better. I think
Oh,
you look at
it's
Jonathan
because
Taylor, the
he looks
best
nasty
runner when
because
he's
he doesn't
holding
have all
onto
the
football.
makeup
If he
because
didn't
he's
have
in
the
his
fumbles,
house.
despite not being a great receiver, I think he could have been a top 20 pick. He's a phenomenal pure runner. Great speed, great
Look how oily and
instincts,
shiny
and
my
tremendous
forehead
production.
is.
He's got tread on the tires, but he hasn't been hurt. I just hope he keeps improving as a receiver. And he's got to eliminate the fumbles. 18 in his career, 15 lost. But Jonathan Taylor, J.K. Dobbins, DeAndre Swift, 3 really good backs.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor, did he just say he has a fumble problem?
Kansas City Chiefs. And I make a prediction for tomorrow. Second round, I think 5 to 6 running backs go off the board in round
Does
2.
he?
Noted.
Well, some running back that
backs
had
off the
18
board in round
fumbles,
2.
15
Booger, it
fumbles
might be a
lost.
little early, but when you talk about what the Chiefs do,
That wasn't.
and you saw what he did
I
in
don't
Joe
think. I
Brady's
think J.K.'s
offense.
fumbles came
I know we're talking about
later
DeAndre
on in
Swift,
the
but Clyde
season,
Edwards-Helaire is a fascinating look here as well.
and it
Well,
was.
definitely. And I think
actually,
what we're
it was like
talking
2
about right
of
now,
them
Trey, is
right
we're
ahead,
talking about
2.
3 down
Wait,
running
the
backs to
Packers
go in this
moved up to
offense
get
with
that
Patrick
QB.
Mahomes and the Legion of Zoom on the outside. But also, if you're Kansas City, think about this.
Booger.
Chris Jones wants a new contract.
That is
defensive
weird.
tackle, pushing the pocket inside. There's some quality defensive tackles. Ross Blacklock, Neville Gallimore,
They must have saw something in that kid,
Elliott
man.
on the inside, guys that can push the pocket, and maybe
Dude,
there's
there was
some
somebody
leverage
taking
there.
a shit
If you
in the
don't wanna pay
background
Chris
at
Jones
Vrabel's house
$22
when they showed his
million,
house
whatever he's
with the
asking,
door
maybe you
open.
take one of these young guys
you
here,
serious?
last pick of the first round, you get that
ridiculous.
fifth-year option. Maybe Brett Veach and Andy Reid are thinking that way also. But
That's
you're right,
fucking
this is a
hilarious,
luxury
is what
pick.
that is.
Running back, defensive line, I don't think they can go wrong.
That's not ridiculous, my man.
Players,
That is
DeAndre
hilarious.
Swift is my 16th overall player. Ross Blacklock at 19, so that could be the
background.
decision.
He's probably
Do you
like
take the running back,
telling.
or do
He's
you
probably
take
telling
the
like,
defensive
like
tackle? It's
I'm gonna take a
big
shit while
choice
you're
here
on.
for Andy Reid and Brett Veach and company. But man, I tell you
Grumping
what, it's
one out.
nice when you're making these selections when you've got number 15 ready to play with whoever you pick.
Lewis, you know these guys and you know this front office as well as anyone. With the way the team is presently constructed, with so many of their guys back from the championship run of a year ago, where do you think they might be leaning?
Yeah, I can see running back being a position that they're taking a look at. And I mean, I know there's some quality running backs there that they will like. I think they need to have more speed and even more playmaking ability at the linebacker level. Maybe even a corner could sneak up here. Look, they really are in a luxury situation where Brett Veach and Andy Reid can really sit there and go, hey, look, we can just take whoever we want here. Who really is the guy who's sticking out for us? That doesn't necessarily have to play right now, but we can develop. And I think there's a lot of guys who fit the bill.
Who's taking
here. And I
Dobbins?
wouldn't be surprised if this is a position like linebacker or corner, which is something I know they would like to continue to build depth at.
All right, so we'll see what happens. And again, this is the final pick of the first round, and we are waiting to see what Andy Reid and Brett Veach are going to come up with. But again, you know, we've seen some of the
hilarious
out
if
there,
somebody.
and we knew that
That'd be hilarious if somebody at the very end
potentially
fucking decides to trade him.
Looks like a young guy.
Short up. I know you mentioned Chris Jones. They're going to put the franchise tag on him. That could be
last
awkward,
minute
but I'm not sure
fucking
if there's someone
Kansas
at
City
this point in the
trades
draft,
for like 3 picks
that you
in
feel comfortable because Chris
second
Jones was
or whatever.
such a beast for them last year when he was healthy. A little nicked up in the postseason as well, but he was healthy enough to get things going. So the Kansas City Chiefs are close to
Andy Reid's chewing
closing
gum
out
at
the
night.
first round. And
Nicorette.
ladies and gentlemen, the pick is
Probably
in.
Nicorette.
Where will the champs go? Let's find out now.
Aren't super fans
There
or
they
nothing.
go.
Let's go. Come on.
They picking.
With the 32nd pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs select Clyde Edwards-Helaire,
Clyde
back,
Edwards,
LSU.
running back from LSU.
Sometimes you just have a hunch. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a fascinating
Clyde
running back.
Edwards-Helaire.
Not even. Why? Why would they do that? Because
55
LSU's
catches
running
for
game was shit.
453 yards.
Like,
and clearly
absolute
Clyde Edwards-Helaire
dog
is a
shit.
car guy because he said, if you're a car guy, I'm like a Pirelli P0 tire fresh off the market. That's my thing. My lifespan is pretty long right now. Only 370 carries in his 3-year career.
I don't know. I haven't seen
his
Helaire
name
run
is
too much.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, based on his birth father, Clyde Edwards, and his adopted stepfather, Shannon Helaire. Clyde Edwards is his
fucking Joe
biological
Burrow
father,
threw
but
the
in
ball
2000
the majority
he
of
was
the
arrested
time.
and sentenced to 30 years in prison when Clyde was 11 months old. Clyde's mother met Shannon
dad's
Helaire
in prison
and
for
eventually
30
became a
years.
stepfather to Clyde.
Jesus.
And he kept both of their names to honor both of them for what they've meant. Boog, we talked about it. What a fit for the offense Andy Reid and company like to run.
Oh, they're saying he's a nice fit for
You think
KC.
about Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year in the LSU offense.
Our
It's gonna be a
runner?
very similar offense
I don't know.
with-
What
with
is he?
Patrick Mahomes. He can
Shifty.
cut inside and outside.
Oh,
His
bang.
hide behind those
Ooh,
big
he's
offensive
really
linemen. He's
shifty.
only 5'8", but if you look at his change
He's a
of direction,
5'8".
the ability to get in
Oh,
and
wow.
out of his cuts.
Bang.
Now, the area where
He's
I
like
think
the
he's gonna
size.
be
He's shorter than
big and
fucking
play huge
Zeke. He's
dividends
about
for
the.
Kansas
Well,
City
Taylor's
Chiefs, catching
5'8",
the
I think,
football
isn't he?
Out of the backfield,
Nah,
tough
he looks
runner,
nice.
but he's a 3-down player, and
Bang.
this is what you have to have in today's NFL. Not just a
Little bowling
runner
ball.
inside or outside, but you better.
Oh, they just killed the stream.
Did they really?
That kid did. I can view my stream of my stream and just do Inception
Yeah.
Silent Hill. Well, I might kill the stream.